sword.
Which is the word.
For I am come to set a man at variance.
He's come to set man at what?
At variance. Against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
So when you come into the truth, you're going to be at odds and ends with a lot of people in your family. That's prophesied in the scripture, so it must be fulfilled. Read.
And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
Hold on, read that one more time.
And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
So when you come into the truth, the hate is going to be in your house. A lot of times other people get worried about the other nations, but according to the scriptures, your own friends and family are going to be your true enemies.
Yeah, they sure are.
He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me.
Hold on, read that one more time for him.
He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me.
So we can't put nobody before Christ and the Most High. That's crystal clear. See, a lot of times they won't read that in your churches. So let's go here. Where we at next? Oh, yeah, read on down. Yeah, finish that out.
And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross,
his burden,
and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it. And he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it.
Meaning what? You forsaking the riches and the cares of this world. You seeking after the Most High in Christ, man. Let's go ahead and go to that Luke 14:26.
Yeah, a lot of people ain't gonna believe that's Christ because they don't teach that type. They don't teach that Christ. It's not my Jesus. He ain't bringing no division. He carrying a lamb.
Yeah. What? Yeah, like he.
They don't believe that, man.
The book of Luke, chapter 14, verse 26. If any man come to me and hate not his father.
So this is not talking about literally hate. This is talking about that you able to forsake them when it comes to the word's sake. Not that you out there hating on your peoples. That's not what that's talking about.
And mother, and wife, and children, and brethren, and sisters, yea, and his own life
and
also. His own life also. He cannot be my disciple.
Right, because you can't be a follower of Christ because Christ gave his life for you. So you got to be willing in return to do the favor, man.
Why don't you give them an example like Christmas?
Right.
Like, the Bible tells us not to do Christmas. So if you say, well, I'm going to do it because of my mom, and you're going to go against the laws, or your brother, or whoever it is, or like when they say hate your own life, like the boss might ask you, I need you to come in on Saturday work overtime. But you say, well, I'm going to keep these commandments because I'm not going to be concerned that I might make some extra money on the Sabbath.
Exactly. That's what that's talking about, That's why Christ spoke in parables. So a lot of times people read that and think you got to hate yourself. That's not what Christ is saying. I mean, you got to be able to put Christ before your own wants and needs. So go ahead and get that. Go to Luke 12.
The book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 51. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth?
So what are you thinking? I'm coming to give peace? What Christ going to say?
I tell you, nay.
He tell you what?
Nay. But rather division.
But rather what?
Division. For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided. 3 against 2, and 2 against 3.
And you see that a lot. You'll see a brother come in, a brother and maybe his sister, and the whole rest of the house be against him. Or it'd be 1 versus 4. I mean, these things got to be fulfilled because it's written so.
They'd be like, you in a cult. Because you don't want to celebrate Easter or something like that. You in a cult. Well, Mom, we ain't supposed to celebrate Easter according to the Bible. But you in a cult. Well, show me Easter in the Bible. Then they get quiet.
Right. See, a lot of times people don't realize that actually the origins of Christianity is actually a cult from what we know today, the modern Christianity. But go ahead and...
The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father. The mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother. The mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
Right, because many people going to be offended for the word's sake. That's why Christ said, blessed is he that's not offended in me. Because what you reading right here offends a lot of people. And a lot of people get upset, but these things got to be fulfilled.
The book of Micah, chapter 7, verse 5. Trust not in a friend.
Hold on, what?
Trust not in a friend.
I'm
sorry. Trust ye not in a friend.
Right, yeah.
Put ye not confidence in a guide. Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. For the son dishonoreth the father. The daughter riseth up against her mother. The daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies are the men of his own house.
And that's what Christ was saying. That's what Christ was talking about right there. Because when you come into this truth, you got to watch your mouth. You know, because a lot of times you got that zeal on you when you first come in, and you make a lot of mistakes. Next thing you know, you literally at odds ends with everybody.
That also show you that Christ was
Speaking
teaching
the scriptures,
Old Testament.
right? Because that's what they was rolling around, but he wasn't walking around with the New Testament.
The book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 46.
Mm-hmm.
While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without,
Yep. So they were trying to get a hold of Christ. Let's see how Christ rolled when his peoples rolled up on him.
desiring to speak with him.
Mm-hmm.
Then one said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee.
Hey, Christ, your people's out here, man. They want to holler at you real quick. Let's see what Christ said.
But he answered and said unto him that told him, Who is my mother?
He said, what?
Who is my mother?
He said, who is my mother
And who are my brethren?
and who are his brethren?
And he stretched forth his hand toward his disciples and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven,
Whosoever shall do what?
the will of my Father which is in heaven.
Let's go ahead and get the will for him real quick so they can see that. Because this Christ letting you, he dropping a heavy gem letting you know who your real family is. It said, whosoever doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. Let's get that for him.
The book of Psalms, chapter 40, verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
I delight to do thy will, O my God. Yea, thy law.
Thy what?
Thy law.
Nah, Christ did away with the law.
Thy law
Uh-huh.
is within my heart.
There you go. Christ is already letting you know them that's doing the law. So why would Christ do away with the law and then say, my friends and family are the ones that's doing the law? That don't even make no sense. Go back to that. Read that for him again.
The book of Matthew, chapter 12, verse 50. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother,
Is my what? Uh-huh.
and sister and mother.
There you go. That's crystal clear. That's letting you know who your real family is. Those that do the will of the Most High God. So let's go ahead and roll that video on Solomon the Jew. Stop, and we'll stop it early. We'll let you know.
At 2 minutes.
Same old thing every time, man. I'm tired of arguing with her about this. You know what I mean? Christ is black. Accept it. Well, you know what I'm saying? All the extra stuff.
No, she ain't gonna accept it. It's at least gonna be a long time.
Did your mama accept it when you told her?
Nah, bro. I just tossed it up as an L, bro. She ain't trying to hear it.
Hey, Bob Dukes almost kicked you out, huh?
Bro, I moved out already, man.
Oh, shit. Mine must be coming.
You up next, bro.
She been talking about it, but I be like, Ma, you ain't about to kick me out of the house. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna kick me out.
She gonna kick your ass out.
She might
But
do.
you know, if you get kicked out, you know you always got a place to stay at my house. It's, even though it's small,
You got your house? Hell no, I ain't staying at your house. All them damn roaches and shit you got.
but they mine though.
And you keep them.
See,
You probably got names for him and shit.
Hey, appreciate the ride
A
once
few.
again. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Alright,
man.
bro, man.
I see y'all on the flip side. You know what I'm saying? Look, hey, Terrell always outside on that porch. You know, ever since he got that little new phone, he been outside just
He don't
texting.
Nah,
He don't know
just-
how
your
to-
mom crazy. He ain't trying to be inside.
That's true too.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
I did catch him in his room the other day though. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what you used to do in the room when you was young. He tried to do it on the stick. Hey, but let me get out of here, man. I'm gonna catch up with y'all, boy. Hey, I'm gonna let y'all know if I need a spot to stay.
Got you.
Not with you, but I might have to crash at
Hey.
your crib later.
Hey,
Hey.
couch open, bro.
Shalom.
Hey, wait. before
Shalom.
You, go, you still got
Shalom.
them $2 you gonna give me?
Shalom.
See, that's why I like picking you up.
Peace.
Alright, bro.
I was serious about that $2. I don't know how much you home.
Let me get a front.
Yeah, folks ain't trying to hear that thing, man.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna continue on the video. We just
Yeah.
stopping it right there, but just to show that an illustration of what you got to go through when you first introduce the true gospel to your parents and how they don't want to hear that because they've been taught something their whole life, even though they can't validate it with the scriptures. It's just they've been doing it for so long.
Right. And that's a sad thing. Go ahead and pick that up in Psalms.
The book of Psalms, chapter 27, verse 10. When my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take me up.
Then he what?
then the Lord will take me up.
Uh-huh.
Teach me thy way, O Lord, and lead me in a plain path because of mine enemies.
And you know them enemies are going to be there in your own house.
Deliver me not over unto the will of mine enemies, for false witnesses are risen up against me.
And you're going to have a lot of false witnesses. People going to be saying all kinds of crazy stuff about you when you come into this truth. When you actually can substantiate what you believe in the scriptures, the Negro was amazed at that thing.
For false witnesses are risen up against me, and such as breathe out cruelty.
Yeah, and they on the phone, they on the internet, slandering you.
You in a cult. You ain't celebrating Christmas. Grandma
Right.
then gonna be over the house. And she
You
got turkey
brainwashed.
and all that. Yeah.
Right.
I had fainted, unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living.
In the what?
In the land of the living.
Right, because that's letting you know you walking amongst the dead out here.
Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thine heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord.
So you got to be patient and endure this thing, man. That's what it talks about. You got to he that endure to the end. You got to endure these things because Christ already spoke on that. If you're not willing to shoulder that burden, man, he already said you ain't worthy of him.
The book of Sirach, chapter 4, verse 22. Accept no person against thy soul.
Hold up, what?
Accept no person against thy soul.
So you got to do what the Most High God said. That's why I said we rather obey God than man.
And let not the reverence of any man cause thee to fall.
So I don't care who this person is. You don't accept no person. You know, I don't care what status they are, what fame they are. In other words, don't let somebody cause you to sin. That's what that's telling you, or fall off. And that go for family, friends, wife, children, you name it, job. Because all this stuff going to perish, man. That's what we got to realize.
The book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 35. 8 verse 35.
Yeah, that's it.
Who shall separate us from the love of Christ?
Hold on, read that again.
Who shall separate us from the love of Christ?
So it says, who shall separate us from the love of Christ? That you know it's going to be trials and temptation dealing with your family and friends, your spouse and your children in this walk.
Shall tribulation
Shall tribulation, trouble,
or distress
or distress, stress,
or persecution
or persecution, because your family, you know how our people do. We gnash on each other with the teeth, man.
or famine
Or famine,
or nakedness
Oh, that's you losing your job. Same thing.
or peril or sword, as it is written, for thy sake we are killed all day long.
We are. That goes for spiritually and literally physically. You know, a lot of times your people, they kill you with their words, man.
We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us.
Right, because we endure this thing to the end. We gonna literally conquer the nations, man.
Hey, jump to Isaiah 49 and 15 real quick.
Yeah,
Get that
yeah,
real quick.
bring that. Yeah, that's a good one.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 49, verse 15. Can a woman forget her sucking child? That she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yea, they may forget, yet will I not forget thee.
Hold on, what?
Yea, they may forget,
Even your family may forget,
yet will I not forget thee.
but the Most High not gonna forget you. Why? Because you adhering to what He's written. That's why He won't. That's why I said He'll never leave nor forsake you. Even your mother that nursed you, that carried you for 9 months, turn you over.
That boy done got himself into a cult. I'm
Right,
outta
all
here.
this foolish nonsense that our people say, but you gotta endure, man. You gotta let that stuff rub off your shoulders. A lot of people gonna speak. Get Matthews 5 and 11 real quick. We got that on there. Bring that out real quick, cause we gotta bring that out.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 11. You want to start at 10?
Yeah, you can read. Yeah, start at 10.
Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake.
So that go for you. You going out here to keep the laws. You out here teaching your people on the streets. You got people coming up against you, speaking all manners of evil. You telling brothers to get jobs, marry the women they dealing with, stop selling drugs. What foolish brother or sister in their right mind will be opposed to something like that? That's how you know we are sick in the head. Read.
Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake. For theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
It is what?
For theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Crystal clear right there. Don't get no simpler than that. Keep reading.
Blessed are ye when men shall revile you
So blessed are you when men shall hate on you.
and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you, falsely.
What?
Falsely. For my sake.
So we telling brothers we celebrating the Passover, people speaking evil on us, even though we justify doing it in the scriptures. You say, show me Easter in the scriptures that we commanded. They can't do it, but yet they speaking evil on us falsely. That's what that's talking about.
Rejoice and be exceeding glad.
Do what?
Rejoice and be exceeding glad.
Why would you rejoice in that thing? Because you seeing the prophecies being fulfilled and you standing strong because you know the kingdom of heaven is yours if you endure to the end.
For great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you.
That's how you know we the people of the book, because when you read the scriptures, there's our own people killing one another. The same thing you see in Chicago, Detroit, DC, Baltimore, we still killing one another.
Yeah, but they persecuted all the prophets too. They ain't
Right.
want to listen to Jeremiah, Isaiah. They was
Right.
hard headed, just like you got today. When we tell our people, like when we did the jump out on the church, we told the people they knew that Easter was evil and they was going to church on the wrong day, but they said we're gonna do it anyway.
Right. Yeah. What you gonna do with that, man?
The book of Sirach, chapter 2, verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire.
For what?
For gold is tried in the fire.
That's letting you know that you are gold, man.
And acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
So what is the point of putting gold through a hot furnace? Because gold is attached to various other metals, iron, copper, so forth and so on. When they dig it out the earth, they got to burn it at a high temperature that all the other elements burn off where you get that pure gold. That's what these trials and tribulations for, is for us to purge out the sin within us.
All right, so let's go ahead and keep it moving, man. Let's go to, because you got to understand, this thing is spiritual too.
Right.
It don't matter. No magic scripture, anything like that. Let's go ahead and get this Matthew 22 and 14.
The book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 14. For many are called, but few are chosen.
Yeah, because a lot of us, you can get, oh man, I decided that once I heard this, I did this and I didn't know. You was called by the Most High. You ain't do nothing. That you was already selected. We've been pre-selected. So some people in your family, they're not chosen. And that's just a reality you're going to have to deal with. Nothing you can do about that thing. Go ahead to Isaiah 48 and 12.
Yeah, there you go.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 48, verse 12. Hearken unto me, O Jacob, and Israel my called.
My call.
I am he, I am the first, I also am the last.
So he's breaking it down right there. You are called. And the Most High is the end, the beginning, and everything. We gotta go by what these scriptures say. So if you're going through little trials and things like that, dealing with your family, especially if you new, understand that's just part of the game. That's what we're showing you, that's scripture. That's going to happen. You're not going to join this like I got the truth, and then all of a sudden everything going to be good. It don't work like that.
That's why I said you got to be exceedingly glad, because what you're reading is actually being fulfilled in your own personal walk. That's how you should be. That's confirmation that this is a true book. That's why you should be exceeding glad when those trials come upon you.
Okay, so let's go to Isaiah 41 and 9.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 41, verse 9.
Start at 8.
Verse 8. But thou, Israel, art my servant.
So Israel are my servant. That's not all nations. That's another thing that separates a lot of families. They just can't accept the fact that nobody else, especially Esau, can get into the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead.
Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend.
The Bible is very clear, and we know God don't change. Keep going.
Thou whom I have taken from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, Thou art my servant. I have chosen thee, and not cast thee away.
He has chosen the Israelites and not cast away. And out of the Israelites that he, as a nation, he chose certain individuals, because 2/3 of Israel is not going to make it.
Right.
So
That's
that's
clear.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and roll this video, the rest of the part of the video here, Solomon the Jew.
Doing, man?
Nice.
See you all day, fool. Out here on the porch. What you doing?
Nice.
Huh?
Chilling.
Where mama at? She inside?
Yeah.
What you been up to, man? You ain't got no homework?
I did all of it.
Alright, let me find out, man. I'll come back here and give you a knuckle sandwich. I ain't knuckle sandwich. Mama. Where you at? Where you at?
I'm in here.
Where you at? Where you at? Why you always in here, man? You been
I'm
here
just
every
reading.
day. What you been here doing?
What is this?
Why Jacob on?
What is this?
Mama, what you mean? That's the flyer.
This is a flyer.
Yeah.
Why are we reading this? And what the hell is this?
Ma, did you go in my room and take that off of my wall?
I surely did.
Why?
What is this?
What do you mean? That's Jesus Christ.
This is not Jesus Christ. This is a Power Ranger.
Mama,
a superhero.
That's Jesus
I don't
Christ.
know where you... Jesus Christ is a white man with some long stringy hair. I don't know what this is.
Mama, did you read the stuff that I gave you?
Boy, I'm not reading this because this right here is something else too. This ain't nothing but hatred.
Ma,
in this
Jesus
thing.
Christ is black. That's not hatred.
This is not... I've never in my life been taught that Jesus Christ was a black man.
Maybe you should check your teachers because Jesus
No,
Christ
maybe
is
you
black.
need
and
to
white.
learn the history books that we going to school for. You've been going
Mama, I'm
to school
tired
for
of going
13
to
years.
school. I've been learning them.
Well, you
black
gotta
and white
go to
man.
school. This is what you're gonna do in this house, and you're not gonna learn this. Where is you learning this stuff at?
I told you that I go to the school every Saturday.
So it's a bunch of y'all hating stuff.
We not hating.
Y'all
Mama. That's
hate.
our
This is
history.
hatred. This is not my history. I don't know nothing about this.
Mama,
honey.
that's
This
our
is-
history
This
in the
is
Bible.
not okay. This right here is
Mama,
not
you ain't
okay.
even took the time to read it, and you already trying
This
to
is
cast
something
it out.
else. This is something else right here. This cannot be in our house. So you're gonna have to make a choice. Are you gonna stay here or you gonna do this?
So you kicking me out?
I am definitely kicking you out if you doing this.
Mama,
This
I'm
is
not.
this is not gonna work.
Well, I guess I gotta go then. 'Cause
Well, you
I'm not
gotta
gonna
go.
stop
Go
going
and get
to
your
school.
stuff, cause I don't know what to tell you. You'll be better.
That's how you really
This
feel,
is
Mama?
how I feel.
That's how you really
You are
feel?
not gonna be learning about no
You need to
bad
take
Jesus
your time,
Christ.
and you need to try to read that.
Who you raising your voice at?
I'm out, Mama.
Bye. Go. Do your thing. This black Jesus Christ stuff.
I remember taking trips up to grandma's house. Know when mama get tired, she gon' send us out to a world full of vultures. Mommy couldn't mold us. Daddy left the crib, so we was raised off emotions. Now, I ain't trying to say that's right, but how come little Timmy get to see his old man that night? Was it my fault, God? Was it something I did? Was it all in your plan to let this woman have kids? I mean, mama keep telling me believe on God, but I ain't never wanna have to bow down to a white man. Staring up at this blue-eyed man, but he don't look like me, so how a father and him? And while we living check to check when Pastor driving the Benz, I know I ask a lot of questions, I just don't understand. I know I ain't the only one, you got questions, I bet. You making me seem like the devil, cause I'm raising my hand. The world that we live in, are we coming to an end or beginning? Yeah, I seen lust at an all-time high. Plus my brothers kill each other, I've been scared for my life. I've been searching for a God that could change our mind. We been living out lies, trying to keep us blind. If you can't see it now, with my...
All right, so we back. So you can see it's real life situations in the video. It's a music video, but that's the type of stuff that you're gonna have to deal with when you decide you want to, honor the truth. Because you in the house with your mom, she out there, she got swine on the stove. She cooking up a Thanksgiving dinner or a Christmas dinner with a ham, seafood salad, and all that. You don't eat that stuff, and then if you say something against it, you the devil. Even though you can, show in the scriptures that we're not supposed to eat that. But
That's how you know the truth is powerful, because you reading something that's just in all your history books, on paintings on the wall that Christ is black, the apostles black. That's somehow being called hatred now. I mean, the foolishness of our people, man.
that's to destroy people. So let's go ahead and go to 1 Corinthians 1:25.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 25. Because the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men.
We understand that. That's why we have to apply these scriptures and follow these scriptures. We can't worry about what your family members or what your friends might have to say. Go ahead.
For ye see your calling.
Your calling. Just like I said, you're called. You were called. You're not just like, oh, I made a decision, I want to do this. No, you're already appointed. Go ahead.
Brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh.
So some men are wise. They got like doctor's degrees and all that. They're talking about wise after the flesh.
Not many mighty.
Not many mighty men. Like it's very rare that you get like singers. I know Kendrick Lamar. He's figured out who he is. But singers, rappers, or just famous people, athletes. Yeah.
Not many mighty. Not many noble.
Not many noble like rulers. Not too many
Yeah, your
rulers.
politicians.
Gonna be chosen. Yeah,
Yeah.
politicians and stuff like that. Go ahead.
Are called.
Then not many of them are called. It's only going to be a few selected them that's going to be called. Go ahead.
But God hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise.
See, and that's a lot of times. A lot of y'all, was in weed. smoking, weed, tattoos, all types of crazy
Don't
stuff.
have that high school diploma.
Yeah, that's what type of people we got, at the school. And then, so you got
Limited resources.
Yeah, limited resources. So then when you come to your mom and say, Mom, I found the truth, I'm changing. They like, oh, this dude here.
Yeah, they'd rather have you out there ripping and running the streets selling drugs.
Exactly. They don't understand the power of the scriptures of you being converted to a new person and completely changing. I've seen it many, many times since I've been in this truth. Go ahead.
And God hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty.
That's you. Because a lot of us, like I said, we come from, really, it's nothing.
Yeah,
He's
we're
not
base
choosing-
people.
Yeah, we base. He's not choosing the most famous or the most notable of us.
Nope. The book of John, chapter 10, verse 3. To him the porter openeth, and the sheep hear his voice. And he calleth his own sheep by name, and leadeth them out.
You hear that? Go ahead.
And when he putteth forth his own sheep, he goeth before them. And the sheep follow him, for they know his voice.
So the sheep follow him. So y'all walking down the street one day, or you clipping through YouTube, all of a sudden a video pop up, or you see some brothers teaching, and you're like, wow, man. You know what I mean? That stuff right there, them brothers telling the truth. We have many people walk by and they just keep on moving.
Right.
But you recognize this voice right here. You recognize the voice of Christ. Go ahead.
And a stranger will they not follow.
A lot of y'all came out of those false churches. Y'all was in there in the paganism and stuff. A lot of people say, yeah, they didn't really seem right. I never connected with the church. So y'all really wasn't true followers of that. But then as soon as you heard this truth, you was like, that's it right there.
I'm home.
I'm home. Exactly. Go ahead.
But will flee from him.
You will flee. Like y'all ran out of them churches. All of the different things y'all was in.
Yeah, I got a
Come
call
follow
from a
this truth.
sister today talking about she literally ran up out of there, man.
Yeah, because that stuff ain't right. Go ahead.
For they know not the voice of strangers.
Y'all don't know those false doctrines that they pushing out there. We know something ain't right with the Christmas and all that stuff. That stuff is not in the Bible. Then when you finally hear the truth, you run out of there.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 1, verse 5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee.
You see that? The Most High knew you. Even before you were formed in the belly, he already had established what he was going to do with you. Go ahead.
And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. And I ordained thee a prophet unto the nation.
You see that? Ordains you a prophet unto the nation. This is before the foundation of the earth.
Right.
That's heavy right there when you think about that. That's heavy right there. Job 33 and 23.
The book of Job, chapter 33, verse 23. If there be a messenger with him, an interpreter, one among 1,000.
One among 1,000.
To show unto man his uprightness.
You see that? That's a great honor for you to be called into this truth.
Right.
Not many people going to be selected to go out here and teach the people. You got to take honor in that and understand, you can't let anybody deter you from going out here and teaching this truth. I don't care who it is. Wife, mother, father, whoever.
Think the elite company that you're in, that you actually understand what the scriptures are saying, the mysteries, all that's unlocked to you.
Exactly. A lot of people can't understand it. We deal with people all the time. We work with a pagan pastor, and he can't understand this stuff. He just don't get it.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 49, verse 5. And now saith the Lord that formed me from the womb to be his servant.
Formed you from the womb to be his servant.
To bring Jacob again to him.
To bring back the 12 tribes of Israel. Go ahead.
Though Israel be not gathered, yet shall I be glorious in the eyes of the Lord, and my God shall be of my strength.
That's a special job, to go out there and gather up the 12 tribes. You've been selected from the beginning to do that.
And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant, to raise up the tribes of Jacob, and to restore the preserved of Israel. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles.
The Gentiles. Now, this is going into the northern kingdom of Israel, so don't let anybody fool you. We only raising up the 12 tribes.
Right.
Go ahead.
That thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth.
You see that? That's a big responsibility, and it's an honor.
And it says to restore, meaning that it's in a decayed state.
Exactly.
So that's letting you know that's not talking about all nations, because it says Jacob prior to that. And blacks and Latinos at the bottom of society, all aspects of society, in every metric, whether it's wealth, health, finances, you name it.
So no matter what you're going through, you got to understand the big prize and don't let anybody deter you from the kingdom.
Exactly.
The book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 57. And they were offended in him. But Jesus said unto them, a prophet is not without honor, save in his own country and in his own house.
Yeah, because you're not going to get no honor from your parents. You're going to come there talking about, Mom, I'm a prophet. She going to laugh. She going to laugh you out the door. I'm going to tell you what happened to me. Somebody in my mom's family got sick, and she know we work with a pagan pastor. So she was like, my friend's sick. Can you tell Rev to pray for him? And I said, nah, I ain't even say nothing, man. I was just like, wow. They give you no respect.
Like Rodney Dangerfield, man.
Yeah, it's no respect, man. It took everything I had not to laugh, because I'm like, nobody's hearing his prayers first and foremost, because we know God don't hear sinners. He don't keep law one. I mean, he's a good brother, but he don't keep none of the laws. All right, so let's go ahead. Where are we at now?
The book of Acts, chapter 4, verse 13.
Hold on, let me get that.
That's funny, man. You
Yeah,
be like, Negro.
Yeah, he want me to have
No
somebody
respect.
else pray. And
No
I'm
respect
like,
at all.
what? All right, go ahead.
The book of Acts, chapter 4, verse 13. Now when they saw the boldness of Peter and John, and perceived that they were unlearned and ignorant men, they marveled, and they took knowledge of them that they had been with Jesus.
You see that? Because a lot of people, when they see you, you're called. So the Most High is giving you the keys to the kingdom. He's
Hold
giving
on,
you all
no.
the
Did
secrets.
you say ignorant man? Did you get that part?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got that. So a lot of people, they say, man, this dude ain't never been to seminary school. Especially with your parents. Oh, you ain't going to no college or nothing like
Right.
that.
Where you study at?
Yeah, where you study? She asked me that all the time. So-and-so, he got a doctorate and this and that. He been washed in the blood and sanctified. All this foolishness. He don't know scripture one. But see, that's how they look at us, because we've been selected by the Most High, so we're not going to go to these schools and learn this foolishness that they teaching in these schools.
It was never even set up like that. Even when you read the scriptures,
Exactly.
nobody was getting no degrees and certifications and stuff. It's just all foolishness, man.
It's all garbage. All right, so let's go to Acts 6.
The book of Acts, chapter 6, verse 8. And Stephen, full of wrath and power, did great wonders and miracles among the people.
Go ahead.
Then there arose certain of the synagogue, which is called the synagogue of the Libertines.
So that's what happens with us. A lot of times we go into these so-called churches and stuff like that.
You
Go
fine,
ahead.
Stephen.
Verse 8. And Stephen, full of faith and power, did great wonders and miracles among the people. Then there arose certain of the synagogue, which is called the synagogue of the Libertines, and Cyrenians, and Alexandrians, and them of Sicily, and of Asia, disputing with Stephen.
So you had all these religious leaders disputing with Stephen. A lot of times we run into these so-called pastors and ministers and things like that. But go ahead. Let's see what happened.
And they were not able to resist the wisdom and the spirit by which he spake.
And that's what happened when we dealing with them. Because the Most High is dealing with us on that
Right.
level.
They can't deal. And then, as you know, the scriptures say making a wise, making a simple wise. Right. And then we start hitting them with history books. They can't do anything, man. They just totally confounded. All across the boards, man. You can't stand up against the word of the Most High.
Total shutdown.
Let's get some more. Get 1 Thessalonians.
The book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 4, verse 8. He therefore that despiseth not man.
So look, your family members that's scorning you to death, calling you all these different names, mocking you. Read it again.
He therefore that despiseth not man.
They're not really talking bad about you.
But God.
They talking about who?
But God.
Because what? Like Officer Mendel brought out, he called you to do what you're doing. So if they mocking you, they really mocking the will of the Most High. Read on.
Who hath also given unto us his Holy Spirit.
That's why we ain't had to go to theological school and none of this other garbage, because he put the Spirit on us to teach this. Get that in Luke.
The book of Luke, chapter 10, verse 16.
Let's get some more.
He that heareth you
Uh-huh.
heareth me.
So when we out there teaching this word, as long as we coming out these scriptures, the people that are hearing us speak is actually hearing the Most High speak in His Son Jesus Christ. Read on.
And he that despiseth you,
And most of them do. They always despise you, give you evil looks, call you all types of names,
Pull knives out on you.
pulling
Guns.
knives out,
throw
threatening
bottles.
you, bringing
Yeah.
out people. Read on.
and he that despiseth you despiseth me.
They really hate the Bible. Like Mendel always says, they hate the Bible, they hate Jesus, and they hate the Most High God. They definitely hate you because they don't see you as no prophet.
Christians hate the Bible more than the atheists.
Right.
They
I
do.
say I done dealt with them. I
They
done
do.
dealt with atheists on the street, and they will sit there and listen to you read the Bible,
And
but
they will agree
They
that
would,
they,
right.
the stuff that the seller in the
Christians
churches
hate
is
the
pagan.
Bible. It's like a cross to a vampire, garlic to a vampire, whatever, silver bullets to a werewolf. They just they hate the Bible. Believe that.
That's facts. Get Matthews 10.
Hold on, before you
and,
get
and, and he that despiseth me
Yeah.
despiseth him that sent me.
right, yeah, to get that in 1 Peter 4:11 for them. This is what's going to show you why they hate it. This is what they hate right here.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 4, verse
It said, "He that hears you hears me," because when we speak, this is how we roll.
verse 11. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of God.
That's exactly why they hate you. That's exactly why they hate you. Romans 3 and 4. Let
Right.
God be true and every man a liar. Read on.
If any man minister,
Uh-huh.
let him do it as of the ability which God giveth.
And that's exactly
Hold on.
what we
Wh-
do. Read
which
it again.
who?
Which God
The
giveth.
theologian at the school.
Yeah, the university.
Which God giveth.
God literally calls us to do this job, so He's gonna bless us with the knowledge we need. We don't need to go to no theologian school where none of them doing what the Bible
Or
says.
at home DVD,
Yeah.
Right?
or
Or some
Jimmy Swaggart.
or some feel good speech that your moms be listening to. We don't need to hear none of that.
That God in all things may be glorified through Jesus Christ.
All praise go to the Most High in Christ. Now
To
get that. Well, finish that first if you're not done.
To whom be praise
Uh-huh.
and dominion forever and ever.
There you go.
All praises.
So-
Now get Matthews 10 and 40.
They don't even realize the power that they going up against. That's why I said, why kick against the pricks, man?
Yeah, wasting your time.
The book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 40.
Mm-hmm.
He that receiveth you receiveth me.
So those brothers or those sisters or your family, the people that adhere to the word that you're bringing out, they really listening to Jesus Christ. Read on.
And he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me.
And when that stuff started to click in their mind and their spirit, they like, you know what? This is what I needed to hear this whole time. They listening to Jesus Christ and the Father. Read on.
He that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward.
Man,
That's powerful.
Right, because you respect that brother. You see that brother is a prophet of the Most High God, so you're going to treat him as such.
And he that receiveth a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward.
Y'all don't realize the power that we have when we speak in the words of the Most High. The effects that the angels, when they go in action, as the deacon always says, it's very powerful, man.
Definitely.
Very powerful.
And whosoever shall give to drink unto one of these little ones a cup of cold water,
Something as simple as giving a cup of cold water to a righteous brother of the Most High. Read
'Cause
on.
he out there putting in that work.
Exactly. Read.
only in the name of a disciple, verily I say unto you, he shall in no wise lose his reward.
You're not going to lose your rewards for something as simple as giving a brother a cold glass of water.
Because the Most High know we are hateful people toward one another, man.
Definitely.
So something that simple is
That
a
type
big
of
deal.
charity, yeah,
Right.
it's a very big deal. Very big deal. We're going to run the rest of that video?
Yeah, let's run the rest of that video.
You don't fear the Most High, I pray He spare your life. I oppress the same ones who enslaved us and they taught us to fear God. I'm finding out now that they nowhere near God. How come all the nations won't tell us who we are? I'm crying out loud, damn, I need to calm down.
Hey, shalom, man. Hey, don't crack no jokes, man. Come pick me up, dude.
Oh, man, Mom put you out, man.
Hey, man, just come get me, man. We'll talk about it later.
Alright, man, I'm on the way. But I'm gonna need that $2 though.
Man, I got your damn $2, man.
Now, mama, I ain't saying that God ain't real, but he damn sure ain't white. You gotta swallow that pill. My Bible keep telling me that Christ was black. I found some truth through all the lies, so I'm running with that. Plus, he showed me I'm a king. Why you can't see that? I know this world tell me I ain't shit, but did you know that the kingdom that's coming, our rulership? We've been slaves so long, I ain't know what that meant. They kept us quiet so long, I ain't know I could vent. I mean, they preach about Christ, but do they know why he sent? Who was it that needs saving? Who was it that had to suffer all the rapings? Who was it that had to suffer through slavery? You ain't know about us breaking God commandments. Truth is, mama, we the children of Israel. Believe in the Bible, it is real. Our people done been killed, raped, robbed, and then all the nations spun us round like a windmill. Telling me I'm crazy, well, that's something the world feel. You think God ain't in control, he the one making evil. He the creator of the world, who is it you believe in? You been fighting for the shoes, we been out fighting demons. We the greatest people ever, we just dove off the deep end. A lost generation, but our job is to teach them. The rulers of the earth, we just gotta start believing. I've been looking for a savior. Hey. Lord, can you come save us? Put it all on the table. Lord, only you able. Come and take us out of this mess we in, yeah.
That's it. All right. All praise. That's a good video. But not to forget the thought. Remember, we had brought out in the scriptures, he that despises you despises the Jesus Christ. And when you despise Jesus Christ, you despise the one that sent them, who is the Most High Father. Let's see what happened to those people, including family members, when they really mocking you and scorning you.
Right, because this is a sequence of events here. This last one to take place.
It ain't getting pretty. It's not pretty. Get Proverbs 13 and 13.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 13, verse 13. Whoso despiseth the word.
Okay, so that brother or sister, that family member, their mother, father, brothers, aunts, son-in-laws, mother-in-laws.
Children.
Children. Read it again.
Whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed.
That's very simple.
Yeah.
Very simple. Read on.
Very plain. But he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded.
Now you may read that to your family member, and they still won't. They still don't care. They don't give a damn because their white man Jesus did not teach them that. Their Christianity did not teach them that. Let's get the next scripture. Titus 3 and 10.
We're gonna got a reservation right to that new cloud.
Floating on that jump.
The book of Titus, chapter 3, verse 10. A man that is a heretic.
A man that is a heretic, constantly mocking and scorning, going back and forth, bickering. Read on.
After the first and second admonition, reject.
Come on, brother, read it again.
A man that is an heretic after the first and second admonition, reject.
So this goes for your family members and your worldly friends and associates. If you bring them the word one time, regardless of how many times you did it, say the first time they not listening, they scorning you to death, you like, all right, man, forget it. Another conversation, however long down the road, you have another conversation with them. They not trying to listen, they still calling you in a cult, you crazy, you brainwashed, all those different things. After that, you need to wipe the dust from your feet and keep it moving, because the scripture just said, read it again.
A man that is a heretic after the first and second.
So you went to him multiple times trying to plant this seed. Read on.
Admonition, reject.
Reject them. Don't even worry about it no more. It's up to the Most High at that point.
Right, because you planted the seed, man.
Right.
You just the sower sowing the word, bro.
Don't ever get too prideful where you think it's any magic scripture you can pull that's just going to wake them up.
It's the Most High to do it. You're going to find that out. It's the Most High that wakes them up.
Get Matthew 7. Book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 6.
The book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 6. Give not that which is holy unto dogs.
So don't give which is holy, which is these scriptures, unto who?
Unto dogs.
Other nations.
That's the other nations. It's also talking about your family members. If they keep rejecting his word, they obviously not worthy for it. Read on.
Neither cast ye pearls before swine.
Don't cast your pearls before swine. Don't drop these gems to the abominable people, the swine, your family members, heretics, your friends, your quote unquote friends. Don't waste your time with them.
Right,
Man.
after you already, because you got an instruction. Because then you don't want to be a nuisance either. You know,
Right.
you want to let your light shine anyway.
Right,
They need
exactly.
to see your actions
Examples.
more than hearing your words.
Because after that, you just come irritating.
Right.
Lest they trample them under their feet
That's exactly what they're going to do.
Right. They're going to run up on you, man.
and turn again and rend you.
They put them hands on you. That's what that means.
You go out there trying to take that Thanksgiving turkey off the table.
Or your mans that flip the
Catch a
table
beat down,
over.
yeah. Catch a beat
That
down.
ain't working in your house. Believe
Nah.
that. They putting them paws on you. Get Proverbs 9 and 8.
Flip that in the water.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 9, verse 8. Reprove not a scorner,
So the Bible tells you, reprove not a scorner. Read on. It's going to explain why. It's going to explain why.
lest he hate thee.
Because he going to hate you. If the person that you constantly trying to bring the truth to, whether it be family or friend, you constantly doing it, regardless of what the conversation about, you just constantly beating it into his head. He's going to develop hatred for you.
Right. And it's annoying, too.
It's very annoying. He's going to develop hatred for you.
Because there's nothing you can do with him.
It ain't. Read on.
Rebuke a wise man,
But if you rebuke a wise man, meaning a brother that's in this truth, he may fall, he may slip, and you rebuke him, you correct him. Read on.
and he will love thee.
He will love you. Why? Because he understands it's for the benefit of him.
Right.
Yeah.
We all heirs to the kingdom, and he understands that you're trying to help him. That's the difference between trying to rebuke a wise man or woman and rebuking a scornful
fool.
person. Exactly. A fool.
The book of Sirach, chapter 27, verse 12.
And this scripture right here is very key.
If thou be among the indiscreet,
If you be among the indiscreet, meaning even if you live with your parents and they non-believers, or you used to hanging out with certain people in the world, that's the indiscreet, meaning they unbelievers.
Right. And unwise.
Exactly. Read it again from the top.
if thou be among the undiscreet,
But if you happen to be around them, whether it be a gathering, you may attend a family reunion or something
Funeral.
like that, a funeral.
Yeah.
Read on.
observe the time.
Observe the time, meaning you gotta don't spend 24 hours around these people when you know that their bad habits are going to weigh off, especially when they share the same type of things you've been dealing with this entire time.
Right.
You got to mind your time with these people. Definitely got to mind your time with these people, because the scriptures say,
The righteous is more excellent than the
Exactly,
but
the
the ways
righteous-
of the wicked seduce.
exactly, all praise. That's exactly what I was trying to get to. It's only a matter of time for bad habits wear out on you, and they become your characteristics. So you got to mind your time.
But be continually among men of understanding.
But anytime it's a gathering, cookout with the people of the church, of your school, man, continually be around them, especially wise men that have been in this truth laboring. You always want to be around those brothers learning from them.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor.
The scriptures tell you that so if you keeping the laws of the Most High, you are more excellent than your neighbor. That's facts. Read on.
But the way of the
It
wicked
says, but the ways of the wicked
seduceth them.
seduces them. That's why we must dwell amongst each other continually. Because if we continue amongst sinners, you sit in the seat of sinners, it's only a matter of time before you start catching those judgments, because you fall into the same things that they do.
Right, man.
The book of Psalms, chapter 1, verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
So blessed is the man that does what?
Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly,
Read on.
nor standeth in the way of sinners,
You don't want to sit in that seat with that sinner, man, because you're going
Right.
to catch that same judgment.
nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord.
But his delight is in the laws of the Lord. Read on.
And in his law doth he meditate day and night.
You meditating in these words day and night, whether you reading, whether you listening to a righteous music video, whether you looking at a class, righteous communication with brothers. Read on.
And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water,
Meaning what? You're going to become fruitful with good works.
what's up.
Read on.
that bringeth forth fruit, his fruit in his season.
Like charity, for example. Being merciful upon your brothers and sisters. Read on.
His leaf also shall not wither.
It shall not wither. Pretty much what it's saying is you're going to be prosperous.
Right.
It's also saying your understanding. That leaf is
Right.
talking about your understanding won't wither, because you stand in these scriptures. Your leaf, your understanding of the scriptures is not going to go away.
Right, it
because
won't
tell
wither.
you that Wisdom of Solomon 1:5 that the Holy Spirit of discipline flee deceit. If you're around the indiscreet, you know the wisdom of this Bible not going to be on you too long, bro.
And whatsoever he doeth shall prosper.
Wow.
Whatever you do shall prosper, like it speaks in Joshua 1 verse 8.
So you ain't got to get a pass to 10% to prosper?
Nah, you do not.
Right, yeah. Run around and name it and claim it, price check.
Lay on the hood of the car. And
Right.
run around
Roll
it 5
around.
times.
Right.
Throw your wig in the
You gotta
air.
do everything. Yeah,
book of
what's the next one?
Zechariah?
13:8. This is key right here.
Chapter,
Always keep this in the back of your head.
chapter 13, verse 8.
Uh-huh.
And it shall come to pass
So it will happen. This has not happened yet.
that in all the land,
In all the land,
saith the Lord,
mm-hmm,
2 parts therein
2/3
shall be cut off and die.
of our people will perish during the second coming of Christ. That includes a lot of you all's family members. It's very rare that an entire family comes into this truth,
Man,
and that's how the Most High has it set up.
66%, man. Them some vicious
That's what we
options
read
on numbers,
earlier.
man.
Yeah, that's exactly what we brought out earlier. It's very rare that you'll bring a whole family in. 66% of our people is a lot of people. That's most of the population on Earth, honestly. So we gotta keep these things in mind. You can't always assume that it's of your own power that you bringing your family into this
Right.
truth.
That's why you got to stay humble and be in that charitable spirit, having compassion.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing that we do lack. Even in Israel, we quick to get on one another, blast
Mhm.
brothers. A brother might fall out.
Yep.
Brothers are
Can't
scorning
do
and
that.
mocking them.
Yep.
You know, you got to consider yourself as to say, get that real quick, man, in Galatians, man.
Did he finish that real quick?
Did he finish? Oh, he ain't finished yet. Finish that.
finish it
Finish
up
that.
first.
But the third shall be left therein,
Mm-hmm.
But the third shall be left at 1/3.
and I will bring the third part through the fire,
Mm-hmm.
and will refine them as silver is refined,
That's how we getting tried now through with our afflictions. Read on.
and will try them as gold is tried,
Like what Officer Matt brought out first. We gotta purge the impurities out of our system, out of our flesh. Read on.
They shall call on my name,
Uh-huh.
and I will hear them.
That's it. Read on.
I will say, it is my people,
Mm-hmm.
and they shall say, the Lord is my God.
All praises. And what you getting off?
Yeah, I was getting on that. We got to have charity for one another, man.
Mhm.
That's one thing that we lack. Even in Israel, you know, we give each other a hard time. A brother might slip and fall. We quick to just blast on a brother, but we never consider ourselves because you don't know what you're going to do in your hour of temptation. That's why
Right.
you always got to be mindful. Get that. Galatians 6:1,
And then,
man.
like you said, like we brought out earlier, you didn't really choose this walk.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
you can't get on your parents and stuff like that and your friends and stuff too bad. They might not be chosen. They may not have a choice.
Right.
That's why you
That
gotta be
might be
grateful
their
of your
walk.
position.
Yeah, but read that.
The book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual,
So you're supposed to be spiritual, meaning you keeping the laws, man. So you're supposed to have discernment.
restore such in one in the spirit of meekness.
Nah, mock that brother and scorn that brother.
Restore such in one in the spirit of meekness.
Say he never believed and he the devil.
Right.
Restore such in one in the spirit of meekness.
Uh-huh.
Considering thyself.
Doing what?
Considering thyself.
Uh-huh.
Lest thou also be tempted.
Right, because you don't know what the officer was bringing out. It's the Most High that do the choosing, bro.
Right.
Like when you look at Judas, the Most High set him up. Like you don't know what your thing gonna take, so you don't want to be
that
out
was
here.
his job. It's
Right.
right in there. I think it's in Mark. Satan entered into him.
Right.
He had no choice. He's sitting there chilling, like, man, I'm about to sit down and eat with Christ. Next thing you know, Satan jumped on that bound.
And you sitting out there clowning the brother or sisters in the body or your family members. Man, they foolish. They gonna get put to death. They blah blah blah. We gotta be mindful, man. It's the Most High that do the choosing, man.
Right.
So you know.
Don't get puffed up.
Yeah,
so with
exactly.
that,
we say shalom.
Shalom, Israel.
Shalom.
Most High Christ
Shalom.
bless.
Shalom.
Christ bless.
IUIC is not the truth. I just found out about them, I think, a month ago. Right? They're the ones that wear purple. Right. They're not in the truth. It's carried over by these purple and robe faggots. The brother told me that the IUIC wears the term purple. Are they sinning by wearing purple? No. They want to wear purple, wear purple. What the hell am I giving that? Purple rain. All you got.
All right, brothers. Let's have fun with it.
Uh-oh, stepped up on the scene, casting at them doctors and them idols you esteem. Yeah, you might think it's a little extreme, but I'm all about my people, yeah, they need that vaccine. Oh, no actors, but we bout that action. See them purple garments on with that gold accent. Yeah, you say you got the name, but your fringe is absent. Y'all going backwards like subtraction. So keep it in step. Sabbath day approaching, so you know it's time to prep. Sound the alarm, cause my people overslept. Yeah, you hear them trumpets blowing, sounding like a quartet. Oh. Yeah, this that purple rain. So the Bible you can't sleep on. When Christ return, yeah, the Lord gonna turn that heat on, and all that nonsense gonna be gone. Oh.
Let's go. Let me show you where I got the inspiration from. Give me the cast, please.
You gonna go into the Bible?
I'm gonna go into the Bible.
You mean these niggas ain't read the Bible?
They've never read the Bible.
Damn. they watch Prince videos, but they ain't read the Bible.
There you go.
That's befitting of the Negro.
Okay, my turn. Purple rain on me. Exponential growth, that's why you hating on me. This is IUIC, acting like you don't see. Boy, we know you frontin'. Please, see us on the corners, unlike you, we be like read. Coming out the scriptures, yeah, you know just how we teach. Teach class online 7 days of the week. Being earned everything that you wish you could be. You see it? Shabbat, whole campus surfing. Y'all ain't the original school, you just refurbished version. Ursum, open your mouth, but won't speak with no verses. We got Bibles while y'all yapping, man, y'all captain is worthless. Ursum, I know, but the truth is the truth. Run your damn mouth and got Deke in the booth. Having fun with your slander, cause our fruit is our proof. Yeah, we worldwide with it, never mention you fools. Move. That's right, working men coming through. We got jobs, we ain't living off our women Hebrew. That's a nigga, my dude. But you say you a Jew? Hell out of here with that debating, you negating the truth now. Ain't nobody playing leather headband, man. Yeah, we heard what you said, but it came back. Man, we the prophets of the Lord. Better understand, put that foolishness aside and humble down.
So great. Nobody else is allowed to wear that color. It would only him. So it's always a royal mocking Christ in a garment. Purple garment on it and mocked him.
We the rulers, purple rain, excuse me, don't mean to boast. Who the Israelites and all you gonna see is purple and go from coast to coast, we in the street. Filled with the Holy Ghost. All this purple up in this jungle make you have an overdose. We the leaders of the people, so rock 44 and 4. Don't know no other Israelites that go harder than we go. Just left a quest for 12 trials, prophesied to island folk. Next trip West Africa, we waking up the Ivory Coast, we been to die. If you don't, it's suicide. Coco Bang, purple raining in your hood like them hustler working day. We Israel United Christ, dance right, don't curse the night. We gon' gather 1/3 and watch the world birth and play. Everything changed since we came with the true God of Yah. Now you heard your church of fire. Yeah, it's true, you want some style. Why they hating on us? The prophets back, it ain't a game. Double honor to our Bishop D. Hate can't stand the rain.
So when I read these scriptures, brothers and sisters, I saw meaning in purple. I saw meaning in that color. So as a people, we've been stripped of our royal heritage. The wicked mocked our king, our leader, our commander with purple. Well, as servants, we gonna mark this kingdom and raise up the 12 tribes of Israel doing it.
Can you stand up? Like with the tribes. This is not just made up. All this stuff comes out of the scriptures. And when you got a leader that cannot explain his doctrine, that's a fool.
Exactly.
Everything that we are about.